So a lot of you guys that follow Charlie Intel on Twitter saw that Activision reported Modern Warfare is the most played Call of Duty game of this console generation. 500 million hours played in 50 days, becoming the #1 COD game of the last 6 years. It has passed 1 billion in worldwide sell-through. They go on to say Modern Warfare has outpaced all previous Call of Duty multiplayer experiences of this generation in hours played, hours per player, and average daily players, on its way to becoming the most played Call of Duty multiplayer in the first 50 days since launch in 6 years. Charlie Intel went on to say, while there are issues that Infinity Ward have to address, it has also become clear this year that there's a large group of casual players that are playing every day and enjoying the game and not commenting online. And I've seen this already by going on Xbox, looking at most played games, and seeing that Modern Warfare has beaten Fortnite in terms of most played games, and that's just on Xbox. So my opinion was that the vocal minority are the people that are freaking out about every little thing in Modern Warfare. They're bitching about it, they're complaining about it constantly on Twitter and on Reddit, and that the majority of the player base is actually enjoying it and welcoming it. This has gone to prove that Modern Warfare is far from dead. Even if your favorite pub-stomping YouTuber can't get a nuke in it, therefore doesn't want to play it, it doesn't mean that the game is absolutely universally hated. In fact, it seems to be universally the most loved current-gen Call of Duty. And some people have been diminishing this, saying, well, Infinity Ward only cares about the numbers, not the players, forgetting that these numbers are players. And also, I saw some people saying that, well, that's only this console generation. That's 6 years. 6 years of Call of Duty. That is not a small feat. To be the #1 COD in 6 years is pretty damn impressive. And this is a game without a season pass, and that is not locking anything behind supply drops, and has only released free to everybody weapons so far. And if it remains that way, it will be my favorite Call of Duty game for post-launch content, because of course, stat change weapons need to be free for everyone, cosmetics can be as expensive as they freaking want, but the fact that they've made so much money, despite no predatory microtransaction bullshit, is impressive. Overpriced microtransactions, yes. Predatory, not really. But in this video, we're gonna go into why. Why is Modern Warfare so played? Why does it have more hours played per player? What's going on? Why is it making so much money? Why is the replayability so high for people? And of course, this is subject to change. The game could die in 5 months, who knows? But I know for a fact that my friends, my entire group of friends, are enjoying the game, we're playing it often, and I wanted to go over why I think a lot of people share the sentiment that me and my friends do, and it's gonna be from an interesting perspective. It's a perspective I don't actually share personally, but I know a lot of people do, so I thought it'd be fun to talk about it from this angle. Because I'm gonna talk about Modern Warfare as if it's only being played by people that are bad at FPS games, or just average. They're just casual gamers. They don't do exceptionally well, they never do exceptionally well, and that's why they're liking the game, because Modern Warfare is made for noobs. This entire video is going to be under that pretense, that the only people that are really enjoying the game are noobs. I don't agree with that, but a lot of people seem to, so let's talk about it as if that is a 100% fact, that the only people that like it are casuals and noobs. So here's what I believe Infinity Ward succeeded with when making Modern Warfare, and why it's the most played Call of Duty game in 6 years. So, Infinity Ward created a game, in my opinion, that allows you to take advantage of systems that are not really exclusively designed to net you kills. And they're not really designed to be abused either, but sort of allows you to. These types of things that I'm about to talk about make the player feel more clever and devious instead of catered to directly as a bad player. Let's widen our view to Rainbow Six Siege. The operators and gadgets in Rainbow Six Siege that require very little effort from the player are usually seen as less fun and less rewarding, and are usually hotly debated on whether or not they need a nerf or sometimes just a straight up rework. Operators like Lion, Finka, and Dokkaebi, operators that really only need to press a button to help their team, are, again, they're hotly debated and they're not that fun to use, they're not that rewarding. They don't provide those only in Rainbow Six Siege moments, they just kind of feel like a utility and not so much something that the player can really experiment with and get better at. So we're going to be focusing on Black Ops 4, the previous Call of Duty game in the series, and why didn't this game do quite as well? Well, I believe that the average newbie player that played Black Ops 4 knew that gravity spikes and war machines are easy to use, and even if they enjoy the results of using those weapons, I know I did, they didn't feel clever, devious, or interesting or unique when using them. They just knew that they were items in the game that were designed to net you kills in a dramatic and frankly easy fashion. Black Ops 4 also had very simple map design that didn't really give you a lot of options when it came to your playstyle or where you wanted to be and how you wanted to position yourself. And Modern Warfare, due to its variety, which yes, caters to campers, in that variety though, it feels more like a sandbox. Which in my opinion is a lot how Rainbow Six Siege feels, or Battlefield feels, because there's more variety, there's more things to do, and then we get into the combination of things like riot shields and throwing knives, which are not an uncommon sight, or somebody sitting in a building with a deployable shield in front of them and claymores on each door, or somebody running around with an RPG just trying to get infantry kills, or people putting claymores on top of recon drones and flying those recon drones into enemies. Or even just a more simple assault rifle shotgun combination with the overkill perk, are interesting sandbox style decisions. They're not direct gameplay mechanics. The core design of Modern Warfare is not to give you a button prompt. These are the combinations that make players feel a little bit smarter, a little bit more in control, and frankly, getting a gravity spike quad feed in Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is a lot easier than sitting in a corner with a deployable shield and 2 claymores, because the way Modern Warfare works is if you see somebody doing that, you have the full freedom to, when you respawn, switch to your RPG and blow their ass up. After every life, you can change up what perks that class you're using has, or the lethal and the tactical, and allows you to counter them in an interesting way, so your combination has to be theirs. It's not just press a button for a win, or press a button for an easier win. Because all of those things I just mentioned earlier about the riot shield throwing knife combo, or people running 2 claymores in a deployable, or whatever it might be, those are things that have multiple uses and characteristics that the player has to choose for themselves, instead of the game simply saying, press L1 plus R1 for easy kill. Even if it's a simple combination, it's a combination. It's something you have to kind of put together. And when you see people using those combinations, you can combine other things on your class to counter them. When I see someone with a riot shield, I get a little bit excited because I can stick their shield with a thermite and get a very easy kill before they can even get their throwing knife out. That's how you counter that. People are stacking functions, and all of the things, like I said, they all have multiple uses. Claymores don't have to be abused by a camper, they might be used to secure an objective. It's up to you how you want to use it. It's unfortunate that so many people want to just be assholes, but that's the freedom that these types of games give you. Because like it or not, Modern Warfare gives players a sense of abusable freedom through weapon choices and customization. The map design, the field upgrades, the lethal and tactical selection, and the perk selection, those all create that system of abusable freedom. And abusable freedom is the same term I would use to describe some of my favorite games. Like Battlefield 3 and 4, Modern Warfare 2 and 1 and 3 honestly, Black Ops 1, Call of Duty Ghosts, Halo Reach, Rainbow Six Siege, and even the Battle Royale games I don't like have a more sandbox style to them that allow players to flex more of their creative muscles when it comes to pissing off the enemy team. Engagements in Modern Warfare aren't forced. A map might have incredibly long lines of sight, big open areas, little rooms you don't know why they exist, doors that lead to nowhere, rooms that don't serve as a power position or anything, they're just there, and that type of variety, whether necessary or unnecessary, gives players freedom, weapon customization, perk selection, and then what field upgrades they run all allow for some abusable freedom. Freedom inherently becomes abusable at a certain point. And Call of Duty really limited what people could do for a long time, giving players what are essentially glorified QuickTime events to get easy kills and streaks like in Infinite Warfare, Black Ops 3, and Black Ops 4. Now of course in this video I'm mostly focusing and kind of picking on Black Ops 4 a little bit, because Black Ops 4 in my opinion really simplified things down. A player doesn't feel good that their assist counts as kill, they just put up with it because it's a gameplay thing, and yeah, it benefits them, so why would they complain? And they don't really mind the simplistic maps because I guess their brain doesn't have to work quite as hard, they don't have to worry about campers in certain areas, they don't have to clear long sight lines. The maps force mostly mid to close range engagements, and the long lines of sight are very easy to predict. So, you can kind of go on autopilot, you don't really have to scan the map with your eyes and plan out where you want to go and know when to run and know when to stand still. It's simpler. And while some people enjoy that simplicity, and they are more than free to do so, honestly, Modern Warfare went the absolute opposite route, and that might not be great for everybody, and if you don't enjoy the game, I recommend not playing it unless you have to. And to further clarify, I'm not saying that you are creative and devious if you use 2 claymores, I'm saying that feels more creative and devious than a button prompt that lets you kill everybody in a room let's say with Firebreak's Reactor Core in Black Ops 4. Hell, Black Ops 4 didn't even let you suppress certain weapons in certain categories, so only some assault rifles could have a suppressor, only some assault rifles could have a certain type of scope or grip, and that really limited customization, whereas Modern Warfare lets you turn assault rifles into DMRs, or essentially sniper rifles, like with the Odin. You can do things in Modern Warfare that you could never do in previous COD games, like take the stock off of an LMG, use a shorter barrel, use the stippled grip, and move around with it a lot faster. This sort of freedom comes at the cost of frustration, but it also makes the game more replayable in my opinion, because each game won't play the same. Each game could vary very drastically as to how people are playing, what weapons they're using, what tactics they're using, whether they're aggressive or campy. I personally see a lot of variety in my play sessions recently, but if I could summarize it just one way, I would say that in Modern Warfare, the average player feels like they're making it work instead of it just working for them. And what I'm describing is what brought me into games like Rainbow Six Siege or Battlefield. Of course, they're not one-to-one comparable, but they instill that same feeling of I can combine things, and I can counter things, and I can customize things to a level that other games would limit me from doing, or just not give me a problem worth actually solving to begin with, which in my opinion is what a lot of the recent CODs have been doing. Of course, Black Ops 4 was this video's example because I don't want this video to go on for 15 minutes. But that's why I think Modern Warfare is being played right now. That's what I see when I look at this game. Let me know your perspective down below. I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to disagree with me, but just remember that now that we have these numbers, we know that the people that dislike this game are in a vocal minority, which might mean that Infinity Ward is less likely to listen to you, because from their perspective, they just created the most played, most profitable Call of Duty in 6 years. So they might not be that eager to make the game easier or more fun for you, when the game is doing so well everywhere else. If you dislike this game, you returned your game, you wish you could return the game, you don't like playing it, apparently you are in the minority. I've been there with Call of Duty in the past, it's not a fun place to be, but that's how it falls sometimes. Let's hope Infinity Ward does start taking our feedback seriously in spite of these very nice sales numbers and very nice player numbers that they're touting. And long live the AAA FPS games that allow for abusable freedom. See you when I see you. Goodbye.